Amazing, beautiful people, and welcome back to another Tuesday reaction video. We are continuing Speak Now. I am very excited for this album. A lot of you have told me I need to do the full album reaction to Lover. What have I done and what haven't I done? Have I not done Lover? I thought I'd done Lover. Like, I'm just losing track at this point. What albums have we left to do? Like full album reactions to? I need to see. We've been doing this journey for so long, I don't even know anymore. I do need to have a little look. Yeah, I have no idea. But anyway, we're continuing Speak Now. I didn't realize how long the songs were on this album. It's freaking awesome. Like, all of the songs we're checking out today, not a single one of them is below 4 minutes. That's amazing. So how about we just jump straight into this? Press that like button to support these reactions. Press that subscribe button as well. And let's jump into my first time ever reaction to part 2 of Taylor Swift's Speak Now, Taylor's version.
Not the kind of girl who should be rudely barging in on a white veil occasion, but you are not the kind of boy
I love this song.
Be marrying the wrong girl. I sneak in and see your friends and her snotty little family all dressed in pastel and she is
I love how so far on Speak Now every freaking song feels like a scene from a movie, doesn't it? Every song! I feel like this whole album is just like a romance series on like HBO or something.
Little family all dressed in pastel.
You've just visualized everything.
Is yelling at a bridesmaid somewhere back inside a room wearing a gown shaped like a pastry. Surely not what
she turns this and is into like a whole sentence. 2 words into a whole sentence.
Surely not what you thought it would be. I lose myself in a daydream where I stand and say, don't say yes, run away now. I'll meet you when you're out of the church at the back door. Don't wait or say a single vow. You need to hear me out. And they said, speak now.
When they say and they said speak now, is that supposed to be like a straight direct reference to when the priest, I don't know what you'd call them actually, the reverend, says like, and forever hold your peace or speak now, whatever they say. You know, the Shrek movie scene thing where Shrek runs in and goes, I object. If anyone holds any objection, speak now or forever hold your peace, something like that, right? Is that what that's supposed to be? I love how Shrek is my only reference there. It's either Shrek or Wayne's World in my mind.
Gestures are exchanged, and the organ starts to play a song that sounds like a death march, and I am hiding in the curtains. It seems that I was uninvited by your lovely bride-to-be. She floats down the aisle like a pageant queen, but I know you wish it was me. You wish it was me, don't you?
Oh my god! The little that line, we're gonna listen to it again. The you wish it was me, the little squeak when she transitions from you to wish, and then the don't you.
Oh, you wish it was me. You wish it was me, don't you? Don't say yes, run away now.
It is. It's a freaking movie scene. It's a movie scene. This whole album, you really could take Speak Now and make the most beautiful, romantic, and heartbreaking movie or TV show ever made. And all you would need to do is just use the album as a script. the way she said peace, beautiful. But what I wanted to say is this is what I was trying to say. Speak now, forever hold your peace. That was the line I was trying to remember. All right, this is the part where Shrek runs in the room. Okay. He saves the day, saves Fiona, and then the dragon kicks some ass. If you haven't seen Shrek, you're probably really confused right now.
I am not the kind of girl who should be rudely barging in on a white veil occasion, but you are not the kind of boy who should be marrying the wrong girl.
Oh, the little twang on girl. The giggle! The twang on girl and the giggle. We're rewinding again. We're rewinding again. Ah, oh, she's so cute, man. Funny how that line, I'll meet you when I'm out of my tux at the back door, the image in my head is just some guy standing there in his boxers with the socks and suspenders. Like the sock suspender things that you like, those like businessmen wearing suits, like the sort of old ones. Do people still wear them? I don't think they've ever been a British thing. I think it's more like a Wall Street American thing. But either way, that's what I imagine. Like him just standing there like, I didn't bring any spare clothes. And just running off together. That image just sounds hilarious. I absolutely love how romantically fun this song is. Like, Speak Now, because this is quite like a big thing, you know? It's someone essentially crashing a wedding. It's Taylor being like, nah, man, that guy's supposed to be with me, and crashing a wedding. And a lot of these sort of like older punk songs that you used to have in like the early 2000s were sort of around this. Like, hey, you know, look at Avril Lavigne. I don't like your boyfriend. I think you need a new one, you know? Like, this is that, but on a bigger scale. Because this is the wedding day. And even though you could be like, oh, you know, it's kind of a sad thing, it's breaking up the day, whatever, it doesn't feel like that. It feels fun, it feels silly, it feels cheeky, and it feels like a rom-com. And the whole song has rom-com vibes. You know? Like Taylor peeking through the curtains, looking at the family and being like, look at the family, man. And they're all there like, ask me, yeah. Or like all snobby and stuff. And then like Taylor be like, I object! And like running down the aisle and then running off together. Like, the whole thing is fun. It's fun, it's cute, and it straight up feels like it's literally taken from a romance movie. I'm starting to feel like all of Speak Now, and now we're only 4 songs in, but all of Speak Now already to me feels like Taylor sat in her room for like 3-4 months and just binge watched rom-coms and then wrote this album. That's what it feels like, which is crazy when you consider that a lot of the songs on this album are directly like related to our own life. So many of these songs. So when you think about that, it makes it even more crazy that that isn't the case. That these aren't from like rom-coms or movies. That these are how she's feeling. And these are stories about her. Which makes it even crazy. Especially when you think about how old she was when she wrote and made Speak Now. And she had all this kind of like insight into this romantic world. She is just outstanding. She absolutely is. Even though we're checking out Taylor's version, this wasn't written when Taylor's versions came out, obviously. So, yeah. I love the gooey romance. I'm a sucker for it, man. I'm a sucker for it. Much like in Brooklyn Nine-Nine when Terry goes, Terry loves love. I love love. Luke loves love. Let's check out Dear John. Although sometimes they kick our butts a little bit with these songs. I said this last time. The opening of Dear John reminds me tons of another song I've heard. It goes like what is it? I can't remember. I'll work it out. It starts off like that, then immediately changes. Like that's just the opening. I said this last time. I did find the song, but I can't remember. I know I might look crazy right now.
The nights when my days once revolved around you. my footsteps, praying the floor won't fall through.
Already love how this lyric video has been done. Just like random notes in a diary and a notepad, and how perfectly fitting that is for the song itself.
Again, and my mother accused me of losing my mind, but I swore I was fine.
Oh, this song.
You paint me a blue
This
sky,
song.
and go back and turn it to rain. And
I love the utilization of that electric guitar, just how subtly it comes in but just works so well. All the while it's a simple drum beat and an acoustic just accompanying her voice as she literally just vents into a diary's notepad. It's beautifully well done.
And I lived in your chess game, but you changed the rules every day. Wondering which version of you I might get on the phone tonight. Well, I stopped picking up, and this song is to let you know why.
No matter how many times I've heard this song, the opening verse does not prepare you for the chorus. Lyrically, Dear John is just, it's just heartbreaking.
Dear John, I see it all now that you're gone. Don't you think I was too young to be messed with? The girl in the dress cried the whole way home. I should have known.
I hate that line. I hate that line so much. I should have known. There's no reason why Taylor should have known. There's no reason why she should have predicted this or seen it coming. There's no reason. It's not on her at all. That line just breaks my heart.
Well, maybe it's me and my blind optimism to blame. Or maybe it's you and your sick need to give love, then take it away.
It's such a well-written heartbreak of a song, because we're essentially listening to a young girl trying to understand why she's been treated this way and just trying to work it out, and like this being a new experience, and just like sitting there trying, like just confused and just going through it all in their mind. You know, why was I treated this way? Why did this happen? Maybe it's because of this, maybe it's because of that. And that's the worst part, because you never want anyone to experience this ever. This kind of pain, this kind of heartbreak. And the fact that we're literally listening to someone who was so young experience this and tell us about it, it just kills you inside.
And you'll add my name to your long list of traitors who don't understand. And I look back and regret how I ignored when they said run as fast as you can. Dear John, I see it all now that you're gone. Don't you think I was too young to be messed with? The girl in the dress cried the whole way home. Dear John.
It's right now, how are you all listening to this? How are you all imagining this song unfolding? Because as a father, I'm just listening to it through a father's eyes and just imagining that this is my daughter. You know, I don't have a daughter; I have 2 sons, but you know, that's how I'm feeling. I'm imagining like your young daughter going out to a party and like coming back in tears. That's what this feels like. And then you as like a parent trying to comfort them and be like, what's wrong? What happened? Like, they were all happy when they left, looking all beautiful. And it's because of that line, the girl in the dress cried the whole way home. I just have that image. You know? Go like the start of an evening being so promising and the end being so devastating. That's the image this whole song puts in my head.
Shining like fireworks over your sad, empty town.
There's some comfort to be taken in those last lines. You know, I'm shining like fireworks over your sad, empty town. There's some like warm comfort to be taken there, right? Because you just have this image of like Taylor going through all this shit and then just, you know, being this megastar, coming back and just taking over, you know? That's how I see that. But it's just shadowed by the fact that there is a pain that had to be traversed before you reach that. And it still just breaks my heart because of how young she was. How something like this just changed her. And how it just never needed to happen, you know? It just breaks your heart. God, her voice. Oh my word. I haven't even complimented just how outstanding her vocals are on this song, by the way. Every single note, she just lingers. She does some of her longest, most drawn out notes with some amazing like note changes in every single like I don't even know the word. But it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. But the lyrics are the main focus for me. No matter how many times I hear this song, they're always the main focus.
Don't you think I was too young to be messed with? The girl in the dress cried the whole way home. I see it all now that you're gone. Don't you think I was too young to be messed with? The girl in the dress wrote you a song. You should have known.
I love that change there. That's one of my favorite parts of the whole song. It could be interpreted different ways, but for me, the way I interpret it is the entire song is Taylor trying to understand. It is her sitting there trying to work out, trying to understand everything that's gone on. That's why she said, I should have known. I should have known. And then finally at the end, she understands. Everything clicks, everything makes sense, and it's no longer anything to do with her. You should have known.
You should have known. Don't you think I was too young? You should have known.
That's what I mean when I said this album could literally be like some of the most beautiful romance stories and heartbreak. It could literally turn the whole album into a TV show. You actually could. Every song could be its own movie, its own self-contained story. And like I said, it's crazy because a lot of these songs aren't a lot of these songs they're Taylor's stories. This song for me, this whole song for me paints this story in my mind. It is two parents saying goodbye to their daughter as she goes off to a party, smiling and happy, looking beautiful, coming home, crying and just sad. And them trying to comfort her and understand what happened. And then it follows the thoughts of a girl locking herself in her room, venting into a diary over the next week, trying to understand what happened. And then we end with everything clicking, with the jigsaw puzzles fitting in place, as she realizes that this person was just wrong and should not have done what they did. And there is no blame on her at all. And this is just a person who got taken advantage of. A person who got used this way. And it all makes sense then. And then you almost hear like a bitterness in the vocals at the end where it's like, you should have known. You should have done better. That's not how you treat someone. And that's what the whole song feels like to me. That's the image it paints in my head. It sucks that some people learn love the hard way, you know? It's also crazy that some people have just never experienced heartbreak. And I know that sounds weird. For me, it just feels like something everyone's experienced. Like my best friend, his partner is his first girlfriend. They're getting married soon, and they've only ever been with each other, like as like in terms of a relationship, but since they were like 14, they've never known heartbreak. It's weird. Like people like that exist. It's kind of cute, isn't it? Oh my word, Dear John. What a song, man. What a song. Man, fuck anyone who treats anyone like this. Anyway, let's move on from it. The next one is kind of like Dear John, but in a much more fun way. Mean.
With your words like knives and swords and weapons that
God, I
you
love
use
the
against
visual
me.
here. Look at that, it's beautiful.
Have knocked me off my feet again.
I
Got me
love
feeling like
the
nothing
freaking
you.
like banjo
With your
here.
voice like nails on a chalkboard,
just makes it so
calling
fun.
me out when I'm wounded you. Picking on the weaker man. Well, you can take me down with just one single blow. But you don't know what you don't know. Someday I'll be living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is me.
I feel like this song just resonates with anyone who's ever gone through some similar shit. Anyone who's ever been put down, whether by family or friends or some bully at your school. Anyone who's ever been told they couldn't make it, and anyone who's achieved those goals despite it. This song is the anthem for everybody like that, and I love it.
And all you're ever gonna be is me.
People who just want to put negative energy into the world and bring you down with them.
I'll be big enough so
And you
you
rising
can't
above it.
hit me. And all you're ever gonna be is
Why?
Why you gotta be so mean?
Ah! Love the fiddle there. I will say, bit disappointed. I love her accent on the original. The why, like the why twang she puts on, and it's completely gone. Oh man, I love her accent on the original. I was really expecting it, but then again, this is Taylor's version. It is the different version.
With your switching sides and your wildfire lies and your humiliation, you have pointed out my flaws again as if I don't already see them.
It's interesting with Mean because like the verses are just harsh and sad, but the way Taylor performs it doesn't make it feel like that. It almost makes it feel like Paramore's Misery Business music video, you know? Where everything that's going on is sad, but it doesn't feel like that because of the way it's presented. Same kind of energy.
I walk with my head down.
Maybe it's because we know how it ends.
Cause I'll never impress you. I just wanna feel okay again. I'll bet you got pushed around. Somebody made you cold, but the cycle ends right now. Cause you can't lead me down that road, and you don't know what you don't know. Someday I'll be living in a big old city.
I also really love the cycle ends right now because you can't lead me down that road. It's such a good line because people like this, and it is sad, but people like this are usually made this way, especially like teenagers, by their parents. It is their parents who treat them bad and raise them bad and don't show them all the love that they deserve that turns these kids into bullies that then go off and put all that energy that they're getting onto other people to make themselves feel better. If I'm feeling sad and I make someone else feel sad, then I'll feel better about myself. And that's what they're sort of like grown up and taught. And it's a shame that there's parents that treat their kids like this. But I love that Taylor's like saying here is just like understanding that, going, you're probably acting like this because, you know, someone treated you this way. But the cycle ends with me, because you're not going to make me feel that way.
And all you're ever gonna be is mean. Someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me. And all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean?
Ooh. I heard it. I heard it a little bit. Maybe as the song goes on, the accent is going to come out a little bit, maybe. That little fiddle noise there is so good. Saying that sentence feels weird, but you know what I mean. That's what it's called, right? And the violin's done on this song.
With that same big loud opinion, but nobody's listening. Washed up and ranting about the same old bitter thing.
Always the same shit.
Drunk and grumbling on about how I can't sing, but all you are is mean.
One picture. One picture. Oh, every song is a mini movie. Every
All you
song.
are is mean.
You're just mean.
And a liar and pathetic and a lonely life and mean and mean and mean and mean. But someday I'll be living
Time to
in a
clap.
big old city and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Yeah, someday I'll be big enough so you can't hit me, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so? Someday I'll be living in a big old
This is the-
city.
Taylor knows what we need. After a song like Dear John, she knows what we need. She knows what we need. This is what we need.
Living in a big old city, and all you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so? Someday I'll be big enough so you can't hate
I love
me,
this song
and
so
all
much.
you're ever gonna be is mean. Why you gotta be so mean?
It's one of my favorite energies on a Taylor song. It just puts you in such a good mood. And I really feel like it's so many of you watching this right now, and myself included, have probably been told at one point in your lives that you aren't going to be able to do something. That's impossible. That's not achievable. Like, you can't do it, right? I imagine so many of you have heard that. I literally had like, sometimes you hear it from people you just shouldn't hear it from. I had teachers say weird shit like that when I was growing up. I was a little shitbag in school. That's the truth. In school, I was a little shitbag. I didn't pay attention. I got into trouble a lot. And it was only when I went to college that I knuckled down and studied, and that got me into university. And I was at university for a long time. I went to 2 different universities and everything, right? Like, knuckled down and proved people wrong, you know? And I there's a part of me that would really love to, like, go back and just see these people and be like, because I imagine a lot of like teachers who just said things they shouldn't say to a student, you know. At the end of the day, they're there to lift kids up. And there's a part of me that like wants to go back and be like, look at this, look what I achieved, woohoo. But then there's another part of me that just doesn't care. And I think that's what this whole song is about. It is that I don't care. It is that energy. It is that this person was mean to you. This person was harsh to you. But they carry that with themselves. They have to live with themselves. I always say this to my wife, whenever you meet those rude people in your life, you know, who just do something really rude, really strange, and just act out, and just really horrible people. And I always say to my wife, because she'll be upset about it, and I always go, it doesn't matter. You don't need to say anything. It doesn't matter. Just let them leave, get on with their lives, you know? Because at the end of the day, they go home with themselves. I never have to see them again. I never have to experience that person again. They are gone. They go home with themselves. They live their lives with themselves. They take all that energy with them. As long as you just let it bounce off of you, off they go. And that's why I always say, these are people, like Taylor said, that have had this negative stuff done to them, and they just decide that instead of there's 2 ways you can do it, right? Instead of going, oh, well, all this sucks. I don't want anyone to feel like that. They go, oh, all this sucks. I want to make someone else feel like I feel. And it's a very strange way to live. So I love that meme resonates with anyone who's experienced with that. And it's a sad thing to say that a lot of us have, but it makes it fun. You know, it makes it nice. Right now, if you're happy and you've achieved something and you've done something that someone said you could never do, you know, whether it's a small thing or a big thing, and you're sitting there and you're like, they said I could never do this and I did this. They treated me like this, but I did this. This person broke my heart, but then I met an even better person. You know, if you feel anything like that, you can be like, now I'm happy. I'm happy with what I did. I managed to achieve something this person said, and all they're ever going to be is me, you know? And it's that energy. It's so good. It's got one of my favorite energies. It makes me really happy, especially after Dear John, which is just pure heartbreak, and then you listen to this song and you're just happy. You know? You're happy. You just imagine this person just sitting there all bitter, like Taylor says, you know, in a bar, drunk, being like, Taylor can't sing. I don't think she cares. I don't think she cares. I don't think anyone else does. Nice. All right, I feel better. That was a palate cleanser. I feel better. Cool. Should we check out one more song? One more song? Or should we end the video there? One more song to end the video? You're saying one more song? The Story of Us? Let's go. Got my nose now. Dear John messed me up. I love how these lyric videos have been done. Look at this.
How we met and the sparks flew instantly. And people would say they're the lucky ones.
Her vocals on that
I
lucky
used to know
note.
my place was the spot next to you. Now I'm searching the room for an empty seat. Cause lately I don't even know what page you're on.
God, the lyric videos have done so well.
Simple complication, miscommunications lead to fallout. So many things that I wish you knew. So many walls up I can't break through. Now I'm standing alone in a crowded room and we're not speaking. And I'm dying to know, is it killing you like it's killing me? Yeah.
I find The Story of Us so interesting. Like, already, it's literally just... It's so weird. Because the song itself, again, it's a sad pop. The song itself, lyrically, is sad, you know? And it paints this sad picture of this couple sort of falling out of love and all these weird feelings, all these weird emotions and everything negative around it. But it's sung and performed in such a way that it doesn't feel sad. It's kind of happy, kind of old school rock, and has like a bit of energy to it. It's interesting. Like, it's such a contradiction, but that's the point.
I don't know what to say since the Next chapter.
Oh my word. Oh my word. Next chapter. The way she says it. I love those little spoken parts. Yeah, like, they might be my favorite parts of the whole album. Just like the little spoken parts she does. Next chapter.
How'd we end up this way? See me nervously pulling at my clothes and trying to look busy. And you're doing your best to avoid me. I'm starting to think one day I'll tell the story of us, how I was losing my mind when I saw you here. But you held your pride like you should have held me. Oh, I'm scared to see the ending. Why are we pretending this is nothing? I tell you I miss you, but I don't know how. I've never heard silence quite this loud. Now I'm standing alone in a crowded room and we're not speaking.
That line, I've never known silence quite this loud, is so fucking good. It is so good. I have had like one moment that I can relate that to. When my ex and I was a real idiot, so please don't judge me for this. But when my ex and I broke up after I found out everything, I still tried to make it work. And I wish I never did. But I did. And we arranged a date and we met up at a train station. And it was so fucking awkward. And it was so weird. And in that moment, I just knew this was never going to work. It was just so strange. We barely spoke. We paid for our train tickets, went up to the platform, we're waiting for the train. And then we were standing waiting for the train next to each other. And neither of us was saying anything. And we were just standing next to each other. And surrounded by people, busy train station. And it just was deafening. Like the Machine Head did a song about it as well. It was literally, the silence was deafening. And I was just like, oh my word. Like, you could hear your heart. You just feel weird. It just felt awful. Felt so wrong. And she actually, randomly, at that point, then was like, oh, I got a message from my mum. There's an emergency. She just literally went, oh, I got a message from my mum. There's an emergency. I'm so sorry. And I was like, okay. And we went back down the ramp, and her mum was already there, parked up. So my guess was she never planned on going out on a date. It was always a plan with her mum to like just call it off before we even got on the train, and that's what I reckon happened. I reckon that was the plan. I reckon she made that plan because her mum was kind of her teammate of destruction, if I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, her mum was not helpful, and yeah. But there you go. That's what that reminds me of. Sorry for the tangent there.
In a crowded room and we're not speaking. And I'm dying to know, is it killing you like it's killing me? Yeah. I don't know what to say since the twist of fate when it all broke down. And the story of us looks a lot like a tragedy now.
I wonder why there's a koi fish just there.
This is looking like a contest of who can act like they're careless. But I liked it better when you were on my side.
God, man. Her lyrics are just... They just hit you, don't they? This is looking like a contest of, like, who can care less. That, again! Like, how many of you feel that? How many of you feel that line? It's crazy. You're just, like, hurting each other, don't care, you know, looking the other way. I don't care, whatever. And it comes out, I'm on my phone, I'm over here, I'm talking to these people. Crazy. So well written.
The battle's in your hands now, but I would lay my armor down.
Oh, the dropping of the boxing gloves and shield.
That you wish I knew, but the story of us might be ending soon. Now I'm standing alone in a crowded room and we're not
The guitar here is so great.
and I'm dying to know.
This song is a perfect example of one of the main things that will make a relationship work and save a relationship over the years. And it is a simple thing. Talking. communication. Because if these two people in this story just spoke, just talked, instead of trying to guess what the other one was thinking, they would have resolved all of this in seconds.
Is it killing you like it's killing me? Yeah. I don't know what to say since the twist of fate when it all broke down. And the story of us looks a lot like a tragedy now.
Oh! Oh, the squeak! The squeak! Oh, jeez, is that note?
Like it's killing me, yeah. I don't know what to say since the twist of fate 'cause we're going down. And the story of us looks a lot like a tragedy now. The end.
The end. The end. The end. Ah, that now note at the end, man. Fuck. In hell. Oh my word. Oh my word. You know what is interesting is I wonder how many relationships could have been saved with just people just talking. I wonder how many relationships ended because you have two people and let's say this person and then we got this person. This person is like, that person's being really cold to me. They're not talking to me. All right, I'm not going to talk to them. I don't know what's going on. I don't want to say anything because maybe I'll say something, bring up the wrong thing, and then the relationship will end, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, this person's thinking the same thing. They're like, oh, they're being kind of cold. They're being kind of weird. I had a bad day, and now they're being all strange, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, if they literally just said, hey, what's wrong? Oh, sorry, this is this. Oh, I thought it was something with me. No, it was nothing with you at all. I'm just feeling about this. Oh, thank God. Boom! Done! Right? But because of that, and because of the awkwardness, and you get this a lot of like younger relationships, like people don't talk, people don't communicate, and then it just blows up. Those feelings grow, and you become more self-conscious, you become more annoyed, you distance yourself, and it destroys a relationship. Whereas relationships sometimes end like that, even though none of the people want it to end. Even though neither of the two people in that relationship want it to end. But they both think the other one already has a foot out the door. So they both convince themselves that it's already over. And it causes that distance. And I feel like the story of Us is an entire song about a couple like that. It is a situation like that, where these two people are sort of just distancing themselves from each other. Because you could look at this song from Taylor's perspective, where she's like, you know, you're sitting over there, I don't really want to be with you, it's a crowded room, why is it killing you like it's killing me, we're not really talking. And you can see it all from her. But if you looked in the mind of the other person, they might be feeling the exact same thing. Because they're both acting kind of a similar sort of way. And all of it could literally be resolved with communication. But sometimes you get yourself so nervous about asking the question because you don't want to hear the answer that you just never do. And it's always better hearing the answer. This is why I always say, if you've got a crush on someone, just freaking ask them out. You know? And it's the same with this. If something's bothering you, ask the question. I know it's difficult for some people, but it truly is one of the best things you could ever do. Is just get the confidence to just ask that question. Whenever I've felt like someone doesn't like me or has a problem with me or anything like that in my life, I have always asked them. Every time. I've always been like, is something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Did I say something wrong? Are you pissed off with me? And I always ask that question. Even to people I don't really know that well. Because if there is, address it. And if there isn't, you're going to feel so much better knowing there isn't. Everything can be fixed with words. And I feel like this song just is that. The story of Us is that song. My word, her vocals have just crushed on this. It's funny with Taylor because like I find it hard to just admire her vocals like I usually do, especially with live performances when I'm watching a lyric video because I'm taking in the lyrics and I'm listening to the song and I'm being swept away with the story. I also have to say the lyric videos have been incredible. The Speak Now Taylor's version lyric videos might be my favorite ones we've done. I think they're so well done and I think they match the song so beautifully. Anyway, I guess that's where this Tuesday ends. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful week. And as always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.